What's up, guys? I'm back with another movie review. The one today is not widely available yet on home video, but you can rent it at different digital sites. And I rented it at the Redbox, but you can't, as of this video, you can't buy it physically on a disc anywhere that I could find. The movie's called Bojangles. Bonejangles. Make sure I got that clear. It's like a horror comedy that plays on a lot of the conventions and cliches of horror movies. It works pretty decently, but I mean, horror comedy is pretty tough, so there's some real cringy parts to it. The basic story is that there's like a Michael Myers, Jason-esque, inhuman killing machine serial killer, whose dad is Reggie Bannister. It looks like Ben Franklin in this movie, and his mother was supposedly a voodoo priestess, and that's why he's kind of unkillable. All you can do is, if you electrocute him, you can subdue him, which is what the police have done, and they have him sedated, and they're transporting him, and they pass through a town that happens to be cursed, and they pass through on the night that this curse is active. And the curse of the town is that the dead rise from the ground once a year and feed on the townspeople. So they're, of course, the transport breaks down, so now you have the police trying to survive these hordes of the undead, and basically what they need to do is fight fire with fire, so they let out Bonejangles to help protect them. The story also involves a witch who feeds on the sexual energies of male virgins. So it sounds crazy, but the way the movie presents it, it doesn't nearly have that like off the rails, just insane feel like that premise seems like it should. But it was still a decent movie. The horror, it's not really scary. Like I said, it's more of like a horror comedy, but it does have some fun moments in it. There's a really cringy guy in it, though, who makes a bunch of Evil Dead, Army of Darkness references, and they just fall, like, super flat. Like, it was so, like, awkward how terrible those moments were. But then some of the humor works. Like, they have kind of a Deliverance parody at one point that was kind of funny in the way that it turned out. The performances are fine. I mean, it is what it is. It's horror comedy, so they're not going to be that great. This was an indie horror movie, so they don't have a lot of, that's just kind of non-actors or inexperienced actors for the most part. But they did fine, I thought, for the material. It does not have a lot of nudity in it, but it does have one nude scene, and holy shit, man, this chick has huge, amazing breasts. That's fantastic. Just one scene, but hey, quality, not quantity, right? Well, I want quantity too, but there was a lot of quantity of breasts, but you know what I mean. Blood-wise, there was some decent, like, fun, low-rent practical effects, but there was also just some really just miserable CGI, which I hate. Overall, I think the movie was pretty solid. The DVD that I watched looked good. I didn't check out any of the extras. I don't know. I think it's just probably a rental version. The movie's out from Wild Eye. If you're interested in seeing it, I would just like rent it from Amazon or something on the digital, from the digital video store. It was decent. If you're a horror fan and you're like, I just cannot consume enough horror, then give it a look. Otherwise, I'd say you're probably safe to skip it unless you're super into horror comedies. It was solid. I mean, it's worth a look, but I just think a lot of horror fans will probably be just kind of like, about it. It really wasn't enough for me to be like, you got to see this movie or anything like that. So that was Bonejangles from Wild Eye Releasing. You can get it pretty much anywhere that has video on demand. I rented it from the Redbox, so you can probably get it there too. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Hopefully I have another movie review up soon. Thanks.